Saving wealth has become simple. I want to know that I'll have more in the future than I have today. Bitcoin provides that. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this video. My name is DaVinci Jeremy. I'm in the 5x5 here in Dubai. Oh man, you know what? I remember the day that I, started to realize, I had to save for the future, right? I have to tell this story because it is so cool. I was like, okay, I'm planning my future out, right? Thinking, okay, well, so I need to know how much to retire because I was reading different things and people, how to save and stuff like that, how to get out of debt and all that kind of stuff. And, I was living like the average person, right? I was, I had the mortgage on the house, mortgage on cars, all that kind of stuff. Don't do that anymore, right? I stopped that once I understood how the money system worked, right? I immediately got rid of the house, immediately stopped borrowing money for a car. And the reason why I stopped doing that, and there's a way to do that properly, but that's not that is not the topic of this video. I realized that I needed to save a long time ago. Before I understood this, I couldn't do that. I couldn't figure out, as I was working out the numbers, I couldn't come up with a number that would protect me, that I know that I will have enough in my future. There was none. There was no number. I was like, this is not going to work. Every number that I came up with didn't account for inflation. And I didn't even know what inflation was going to be like. If it was going to be worse or better, right? And so how could I save? I couldn't. I didn't know what I was like, Jesus. I don't even know if the market's going to give me. I could only save in the stock market. I don't even know if it's going to give me the amount of money I need. I'm going to have to gamble. Why do I have to gamble? I don't want to gamble. I just want to save. That was the question that I couldn't solve at the time until 2008. And so I solved it with gold first, and then Bitcoin came along, and it became even better. It became the asset that was way better than gold because it was relatively new and very new, actually. Not relatively new, very new. And it was an easy way to secure my wealth, that know that I will have a lot more in the future, not a lot less. And this is what Bitcoin gives you. The ability to know with certainty that you have a lot more, not a lot less, that you will be able to survive with this asset as your savings. And that's why I've opened up the school, in order to get you involved in understanding why this is, why Bitcoin will hold your wealth for the long term, why Bitcoin will actually not collapse, and how you can protect yourself from the mistakes that we all make as individuals with our money all the time, so that you do not lose your wealth whilst you're holding Bitcoins. So make sure you at least get a hold of the free classes at Bitcoin for Beginners. That's b4b.davincij15.com, and learn how to secure your wealth for your future, because no one else is going to do it for you. Wall Street's not going to do it for you. Your retirement savings is not going to do it for you. Your company's not going to do it for you. The only one who's going to do it for you is you. You're never going to walk down the street, trip on something and go, oh, look at that. I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh. And thus, so the same thing applies for wealth. But you say, I could win the lottery. No. No. And even if you did, you'd lose it all, right? Because you didn't learn how to hold it, how to save it, how to invest it, how to do anything. So, with that said, you need to learn, right? You need to learn how to manage your wealth, how to store your wealth in Bitcoin. It is a skill, just like, for example, if you were to learn how to trade. If you jump into trading, right? If you go here and start, oh well, I'll buy here and sell here. That looks like logical. You buy down here, but You don't know when the price is going to be down here or when it's going to be up here. And where's the top? At the time. So what do? Well, it's just a balance of probabilities, right? You trade on a balance of probabilities and that's it. There's nothing else you can do. And then those probabilities, you have a chance of winning and a chance of losing. And so you have to accept those things, right? That is part of the education you have to have of trading, right? Well, it's the same thing for everything, even savings. There's an education there that you need to learn, something you need to study in order to actually make money, store money, not make it, store it. Making money is a separate thing. And you need to learn how to store your wealth for the long term. So that's why I'm opening up this school, so that you can learn how to store your wealth. And not only store your wealth for the long term, I'm going to be showing you different ways to not only store that wealth for the long term, but keep it forever and pass it on to your next generation to also keep it forever and continue to store their wealth forever. Why would you say, well, why would I do that? Why would I store my wealth forever and ever and ever? Well, that's why Rothschild's family has 1/3 of the planet. Because they understand that concept and you don't. Oh, damn. So once you understand that concept, right, you're like, oh, got it. I get it. I'd rather be like that. Now, this will fall on deaf ears for most people, right? Most people will be like, yeah, whatever. And they want to be average. And there's nothing wrong with that. And let them be average and stuff like that. But if you are like the 1% of people who actually want to go beyond that, you're going to have to learn this stuff, right? And so I'm here to teach you if you want to learn. That's it. If you don't, it's okay. Anyways, nothing much going on the price action with Bitcoin. We can go over some of the prices, but it just went sideways pretty much. And, we won't, you know what? I'm not going to bore you with the nothing burger of prices. So yeah, I think we're going higher no matter what. And both, all assets, cryptocurrencies are going to be doing well for the next little while. And yeah, it's easy to just buy Bitcoin and save it for the long term, right? That's the easiest thing to do. Although the other assets will not perform as well as Bitcoin because all the wealth, for example, your house is not the savings vehicle. And I don't care if this is how it's always been for you, right? And you don't want to change. It is the reality of the situation, and reality will come and hit you in the face. You could either learn why and take advantage of that and do something about it. And it's really difficult because honestly, to move yourself away from something you're comfortable is a very difficult process. To move away from going, yeah, I'm not saving my wealth in a house anymore is a concept that you'll never, not never, but that most people will not be able to change away from, right? You just can't because you've lived a whole life like that. And so will you be able to? You probably can, but it's extreme difficult change for most people's mindsets. But even if you understand why you must do so, because of once you've put in yourself into a pattern of doing something, it's really difficult to break out of that pattern. But you can either do so and then win, or you don't and lose. And that's what's coming for most people who store their wealth in houses, right? Even I used to think that too, right? And it kind of makes sense. I mean, you kind of makes sense, especially if you feel like it makes sense for people to feel that way. Because like if I had kept that house that I'd sold, it's worth $2 million now, but I bought it for $500,000, right? So you could have said, well, see, you could have made there, but, right? That was 20 years ago. Right? And so, and 20 years ago, money was a little bit worth more, right? And so now that's $500,000 was worth more. Is that $500,000 worth $2 million? Probably. With all the inflation, Probably. That's the way it is. And if you sell the house, you can't buy the same exact house for $500,000. So did you make any money? No. Alrighty. So there you see it. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.